accidental engineer,
Mm-hmm.
but a conscious marketer. I enjoy discovering why people do what they do and what motivates them. One of my experiences from a last job that I brought into this is the ability to curate local and think local. So when we had to launch in Chennai, right, uh, we did not adapt something that was already there, and we just wanted to. Uh, 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 we actually went with the local insight, local cultural insight, created something that was locally relevant, and the results are there. The speed at which we have grown into Chennai is astounding. I think fundamentally we are for that mindset which says, यार इस चीज के लिए आप होना चाहिए. That mindset.
Okay. What is one missed opportunity that you wish you could have a second chance at?
Studying in MICA.
Hello, fellows. Welcome to the next episode of Jagged with Jasravee, conversations at the edge with thought leaders from the branding, marketing, and the business world. Hi, Ashish. So nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
Okay. So, Ashish, whenever we used to do market research, if it's insurance category, we'd say, okay, what images, sounds, associations come to your mind? And I think Acko has changed that, it's changing that quickly and drastically.
Yeah.
So before we get to the marketing aspects of it, for our audiences, Ashish, could you explain what are the unique aspects of Acko, the entire offering?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand the journey that Acko has taken. And with all due respect, I can't take a lot of credit. Acko is in the 5th year. I joined them in the 4th year. A lot of credit goes to Varun, Ruchi, Vish, people who have been there and who built it to what it is today. But I think fundamentally what I've learned from Varun is that, and Vish is that, unless you are able to give 10x experience, 10x better experience than what consumers are already facing right now, then don't even think about doing anything like that, anything more. So our traditional, as you said, right, whenever insurance was spoken about, it was boring and dab and uncolorful, and not versus now when people buy car insurances from Acko on the app, it is so much smoother, slicker. It's such a great experience. It is designed for the people who live in the 2021, right? It is designed for those people. And that's the 10x experience what the team has been able to bring, I think. And this has got a lot to do with I guess Varun, for example, has been living with this problem for the last 20 years, right? And unless you live with that problem and with the category for so long, only then are you able to actually fundamentally disrupt it from the core, right? He started in his career in insurance selling, and then he moved to the other side, and then he started his own call center. Then he started an insurance, a software company that would sell to the insurance. And finally, he started CoverFox, and then he just decided that the only way to change this is to build a product by himself, and that's where Acko was born. So Acko was fundamentally born to disrupt and change the way insurance products are built in India, designed in India for people, make it easier. And the best part is, the whole journey has been such thought through that from the buying phase, from discovery, buying, claim, renewal, all 4 steps, all 4 stages have been thought through to make it super customer centric. Coming from a banking experience, I can tell you that I have enjoyed sitting in meetings in which there are hours and hours of discussion about why should we or should we not add another step into this consumer journey. And that's such a great thing for a marketer, right? When you actually realize that, hey, I'm not the only guy in this room who is the voice of the customer.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Marketing people are supposed to be the voice of the customer and representative. But just how there are like 15 people who are fighting, saying, this is it. This is what it should be, So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how Acko journey has been. I think last 1.5 years have been really phenomenal.
Hmm.
Coming out of COVID, then rapidly scaling the business. Now Acko is a fairly known brand. I would still say it's a household name, but we've done the heavy lifting in the last 15, 18 months.
Hmm.
There's still a long way to go. I think the fundamental differentiation is that we are actually internally we don't think of us just as an insurance company.
Hmm.
It's primarily a tech company,
Hmm.
and Acko is a tech company which is trying to solve the problem of insurance through tech. If you understand what I mean, it's we are currently solving auto and bike insurance.
Hmm.
We might move into other categories and we'll
Hmm.
solve those categories. But as long as there are the core principles remain the same, which is,
Hmm.
can we use tech to make it better,
Hmm.
and can we provide a 10x experience, better experience than what consumers really have? Then we have a role to play in that. And in the future, it could be anything. So a tech company which is direct to consumer model sells insurance. That to me is sort of a summary of what Acko is for
Hmm.
now.
Amazing. I mean, really so now we know how this took birth, because like you explained, Varun has witnessed all aspects of it and experimented with different models. So Ashish, like you were saying earlier, that the pricing structure is such. So I'm talking of you're talking about the entire experience, and now if we pick up some elements, the pricing structure you were talking about, it's ridiculously low pricing. That is one aspect. Then what are the other unique aspects? Of course, the other is that who you are targeting is people who would buy from the digital medium. Yeah. So if you could talk a little bit about these aspects.
Yeah, so I think uniquely, obviously, pricing is the first one that attracts people to Acko. But you'll be surprised. Our brand track studies, they tell us that people love Acko because of the experience they had with it. So the low pricing gets you into the shop, gets you onto the app. But once you go through the app and you're like, I can't believe this is so easy. Why was I super scared of doing this, and why did I need help? To get this done. I think, as I said, one part is that we are selling directly to the consumer. So that's why you are able to price it better. And I'm trying I'll try to answer this in a way which is less technical and more. So
yes, please.
If you're buying directly from the company, obviously it will be cheaper, right? And so that's the one part. I think the second part is, we are using a very sophisticated pricing engine, which tells us, how to write the risk better. Simply put, for example, if you get to know, like Ashish drives 1,000 kilometers in a month, and Jasravee drives only 500, my chances of me having an accident twice than you have, right? So why should Jasravee pay the same price that Ashish pays, right? And that makes no sense. Traditionally, in simple words, it's a दूसरे का बिल क्यों भरे हम?
सही बात.
Right? So the way insurance product was designed in the past is like, I do not understand individual risk, so I'll pull it together and then I'll equally divide it. Now, what happens is that, hey, I'm a bad driver and I crash every 2 months, and I claim so much, so you are ending up paying for me, whereas you're a great driver, you haven't claimed anything, and that's how it works. Whereas now we are able to do that. We are able to price it better. And let me say this with a bit particular caveat. I am oversimplifying now. Oversimplifying what we do simply so that people can get it better. But fundamentally, if you have to look, it's the same product. The product is the same. We're selling directly to the consumer. We are able to price it better. That's the reason why. I think the other thing, other experiences that you have, that we're demystifying the whole claim process, and so there are. I don't remember the percentage, but just there are a lot of claims that get settled on the same day, and it's crazy, right? You've never heard of it, right? Uh, you have an accident in the morning, you file a claim, we call you up, we give you options. We say, hey, we have analyzed. Here are two options. We can come and pick up your car, we get it repaired, and give it back to you in 3 days. Jasravee says, no, I really need the car actually. I'm not, and it's a small dent. I'm not that worried. Okay, ma'am. So what here the case is that what we'll do is, why don't we transfer you the money that we think is the total cost of the damage, and you can get it repaired at your own time. And customers are like, wow, really? Okay. So by evening, we, or by the same day, we transfer the funds to the customer. For all genuine cases, this happens. There's another micro product that we had designed with for flight insurance through Ola, and it's crazy. It's not done in the industry. For example, you book a cab through Ola and you want to go to the airport, and by the time you get to know that you missed your flight, money is in your account, like you want at the airport.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The NPS on that product on journey is 100. There is nobody who's unhappy, because imagine the stress a consumer is going through when they realize they've missed their flight. And then the realization that, oh my God, I'll have to go through this whole claim journey.
Yeah.
But then suddenly a message pops up in your screen, hey, Jasravee, sorry to know that you've missed your flight. We have credited your account with X amount of money, so you can go and buy a new ticket.
So
that's
the relationship
sorry.
that's possible with this brand, it's amazing. It's can't be imagined, because the same thing that you said about, you've had an accident, and you are still seething from the whole buy this, hood this, all that, and you send the money and they can be passed it. Emotionally, this is such a beautiful thing.
So if you think from the other angle, right, a big cohort of customers actually have very, very strong emotional relationship with their cars. Right? It's not for some it is just a vehicle, but for some it's the pride and joy and everything. And imagine when it has an accident, you're super worried, right? You want the best for it to be done, etc. So you're taking baby steps. So now, for example, you are able to track what is the status of it, where is the car, what has happened to it, it's in the garage, right? Earlier it would be, sir, 2 hafte lagenge, and then you're constantly calling up saying 2 hafte ho gaye, nahi ho gaye. Here you are able to track it and to see how it is, what's the status. I've been pushing the team to just install cameras also. Let the consumer watch how his car is getting repaired. That would be ultimate, right? It's like
awesome.
It's like when you go to drop your kid for the first time in kindergarten, you want to access it to your right. I'm one of those guys who really loves his cars and bikes, right? And if my car was in a workshop, right, if you give me a camera feed, I would be watching it.
मेरा बच्चा ठीक तो है.
हाँ ठीक है अच्छा. But yeah, that's what I want to make you feel that your car is not in good hands. And see, I'll quote Varun. I think Varun was. It's like we are never afraid of claims. Right?
Never afraid of
claims, because that's what we are. As a company, my job is to be there when you need me. That's what my job is. My job is to be there and present when you need us. The only problem is that, for all genuine cases, let me caveat it, for all right cases, if you're going to misuse the product and if you're going to, then there is a problem.
Yeah.
So that's how we are slowly, gradually, winning trust and winning. As we close the year, I'm happy to say, we have 3 out of 4 customers renew with Acko.
So, when you say 10x value, as you are getting into the details, one can really appreciate you made it simpler, you made it more reliable, you've given a lot of emotional control, a sense of control on a process that, people felt that I don't know what's going to happen. Will they do? Will they not do? And how, and of course the delay and the inconvenience in lifestyle, etc. And of course the price. And then you're dealing with the, company, which again gives you a sense of security. Ashish, there would be some challenges also, isn't it? I mean, to come up with a product like this, what would happen to the legacy players, and how would they look at it, or the dealers, or the entire ecosystem that existed before? Not just that, you were talking about, some people who, can be into fraud, or even the city specific approach that you have, setting it up city by city to make sure that it's so quick and fast. Do you want to dwell into the challenges a bit?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a lot of challenges, especially for a brand like us, is trying to make insurance sexy, right? it is, and use tech and all the possible data to give customers a really wonderful experience. I'll come to the city part. I think generally, Jasravee, the principle of life is, out of 100, you only have 2 or 3 bad apples, right? And most people are generally nice people. And some of them figure out that they can game the company. Now, our job here is to make sure, as I said earlier, right? आप दूसरे का bill क्यों दो? So unless I weed out the bad apples, right, I will not be able to give the great value to people like who are genuine, right? So if you're a genuine customer, you should be able to have the ultimate experience with Acko. And when I say that, it is, it's ultimate experience is not about when aapki gaadi do din mein फटाफट. That's just one part, you should be able to claim ho gaya, that's fine. Next year when you want to renew, your price should not shoot up by 10x, right? Because aapne ek claim kar diya. Because I know Jasravee is a nice customer, and it was just an accident, it's fine. Ek accident ke chakkar mein I can't penalize you, right? So yes. I'm talking about that, be able to do that. Coming to the city experience, again, city is a bigger challenge. One of the things is that I am really trying to give you, as I said, the 10x experience, right? Now, the 10x experience has 3 or 4 different parts to it. One is obviously pricing. So being able to give you better pricing in the city. Second is the claim experience, which is 3-day car repair and being able to pick up your car and deliver it back to you. In which cases in which you are unable to do that, we actually give customers Uber and Ola vouchers, so that they are able to continue their life. It doesn't disrupt. So all these features, if I'm unable to provide you in a particular city, that's why I cannot be there in that city till I build that operational capability. So we used to be in top 8 metros. We slowly branched out to another 10 cities. And slowly and gradually, as we are building our operational capabilities to be able to provide the same brand experience that a Bangalore customer can get in a Bhopal, until we are able to do that, we just don't want to scale at that speed, right? And I also think one of the things that I'm learning within the organization is the whole concept is how do you know how to write this risk? Okay. So if we don't have the capability to understand the consumers in a particular city, the profile, we don't know how to write that risk. So we don't want to get into that risk into that city for that. But as we build that capability, we are able to do that, and then we'll scale. So I see no reason why we can't be a pan-India brand in the future. Which is one of the encouraging statistics I can tell you is that there are more than 600 cities in India where there are Acko customers. It was shocking, when I found that out. I thought, you're a very urban brand and you're always in Bangalore. There are more than 600 cities across pan-India, starting from Kashmir all the way to Kanyakumari, where people have remote towns have taken car and bike policies from India, from Acko.
Amazing. So there would be advantages also, no? So to be a digital platform business, Ashish, the the fact that you own the relationship, like you were telling earlier, that you can just pick up the phone and talk to a customer and figure out stuff. So even like you're saying, high lifetime value is possible, and of course a lot of data and a lot of insights. Do you want to share anything in particular, any anecdote, or how, because I can see, like you were saying earlier, that the entire team is passionate about customers and the value, so having a lot of
Let
data.
me, yeah.
Yes.
See, actually, I have a great example, which actually talks about both. How we are able to provide greater lifetime value to customers, and for us also. This gentleman, we have recorded him. Actually, he's also on our YouTube channel. Mr. Alankar Saxena. He actually reached out to us because he wanted to buy a brand new car and he wanted to get an Acko insurance. Now, the funny story is he had no clue about Acko. Okay. So at one point in time, I think 6 months earlier, he had bought 2 phones from Amazon, which came with an Acko insurance policy, one for his wife and one for his kid. And unfortunately, something happened, and both the phones were damaged. And we have, like, we got it repaired in 24 hours. He was so happy, right? That he was like, okay, this is a great company. I should know. So now, cut to 6 months later. Now, this is what talk about how you increase lifetime value. Right? He was just a mobile insurance customer. Now, 6 months later, he wants to buy a new car, and he checked out on Acko, and he realized that he was getting it 20,000 rupees cheaper. Right. So he's asking the dealer, like, hey, why can't I get Acko? And the dealer is refusing to give him Acko. Okay. Apparently, he also told Sri Lanka that Acko is banned. So
the dealer said that. The dealer said that. Oh my God. Okay.
So Alankar, actually reached out to us. The customer, he reached out to us and said, I really need your help. I really want to buy an Acko product, and so we sort of, when we got through the case, actually we got we spoke to the customer. I told him that there is IRDA does not let anybody dictate who they can go. A customer is allowed to choose wherever he wants to. So there is no way this guy can stop you, right? And eventually, long story cut short, he finally got the policy from Acko. He got his car also from the dealer, and everything was settled happily. Next day morning, he sent us a beautiful message. Since the whole ecosystem is against you, it is the proof enough that you are doing something right. That is breaking the status quo.
Wow.
Something that everyone else wants to do, but is unable to do for their own reasons. This situation reminds me of a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win.
Yeah.
I goosebumpy even now.
Oh my God.
I swear.
Oh my
again,
God.
goosebumpy.
Oh my God.
I sent it to the entire leadership team. I'm like, so happy that a customer is so happy.
We're talking to our CMO, so now it's just becoming a little more evident in terms of the propositions and the platforms that you've taken, but still this whole thinking is so new in the insurance space, where you've used humor, you used associations with movies and sports and OTT platform, etc. Do you want to share with our audiences what has been the key challenge and the key insights that you leveraged for your long-term marketing strategy, and then we can pick up some campaigns?
Okay. Well, I think so humor was part of the DNA of Acko. Quirkiness was part of the DNA even before I joined, and I thought it was the right. The team had got it right, simply because if you're in a traditional boring category, so-called boring category, the only way to attract attention is through stand out. And I think till date, one of the most recalled campaigns about Acko is the launch campaign, which had the octopus in it, the 8-legged octopus who gets a real good value on his foot massage, right? So So
Hello, Jet Thai Spa.
हाँ जी, फुट मसाज का कितना है जी?
Sir, 350 rupees per hour.
हाँ, great. Wow. Leg number 5. Great job.
Thank you, sir.
इसे कहते हैं फुल पैसा वसूल। फुल पैसा वसूल कार एंड बाइक इंश्योरेंस के लिए लॉग ऑन टू acko.com। पाओ फास्टेस्ट क्लेम्स, वो भी कम दाम में। Acko, पैसा वसूल इंश्योरेंस।
my personal belief that our product is one of the best products in the market. Is greatly priced. Right. So our job, my team's job was to, hey, so what's happening? Why are we not scaling it and scaling? And we did realize that, one of the things was that our city specific approach had also led us to a particular choices of media vehicles. And somehow we had become India's best kept secret. We were not known. And what our immediate job was to go out to the market, go out to the masses, introduce Acko. And what I told my team was, think of yourself as a first year student in a college. You have to just go and shake hands and say, "Hi, I'm Acko. This is what I do. This is what I'm known for." And we started with 3 things. We started with the first campaign was the Jasravee car insurance kit areas, which was introducing 3 core benefits of pricing and 3-day repair and 0 paperwork when it comes to claims. Then we moved on saying, okay, and this is I'm going back to the part when I said, it's just a journey, is because we did that. And then we moved to the next problem was people were not believing our prices. So then, India, manlo, Acko app check karo. Just go and check Acko once, right? You, the proof is in the pudding. Once you go through the journey, we won't have to tell you much. So then that happened.
Acko,
कार इंश्योरेंस पे 0 कमीशन,
तभी प्रीमियम एकदम कम।
खजूर समझाएगा बिड़ू।
तो ऐप चेक कर लेना बिड़ू।
0 commission on Acko.
अरे बॉस।
India, मान लो।
Obviously, trust was always a barrier that we had to build, and it's built over time. When you consistently deliver, so there is no trust building campaign that anybody can launch. It doesn't work.
It only makes you doubt it.
Exactly.
अच्छा अभी तक नहीं करना था.
So so we've used traditional fundamentals of marketing and media. Media is sometimes the message. So where you're present builds trust. Your consistently presence builds trust. We've also had a very humble approach in whenever we launch ourselves in the cities, in any of the cities. In fact, in Gujarat, we had, I think, the longest body copy ad I've ever approved of. And it started with a headline saying, Garvi Gujarat na logo no Acko no pranam. And the reason was that, it was almost like hey, let me tell you my story in a press ad, in a full page press ad. Who we are, what do we do? Why are we so cheap? Who are the people who are backing us? We are not a fly-by-night operator. And that's how we had to enter into a market with saying, hey, we are entering the city and we just want you to get to know us. So on the story from this is how we have to first introduce us to everybody. This is what I do. Then handle one of the concerns about how can you be so much cheap, right?
Yeah.
And third is third when the journey was, we realized people were not trying us out when they're buying a brand new car. Actually, the biggest difference we make is when it comes to the brand new car. And the price difference is crazy. You can get up to 50,000 less. And I'm no jokes. I've done enough market analysis. So imagine being able to save that
50,000 less.
Yes, on a brand new car, right? And imagine you will pay that for that less amount for the next 3-4 years. So not only you're paying the first, right, and you're paying it less every year. That's a ridiculous large amount of saving for customers. But people were not even, you're not checking you out for that.
Yeah.
So we just wanted. Again, the experience with Mr. Alankar, that was another insight point for us.
Yeah.
There was this customer who saved 20,000. Like, why are we not going and telling other customers that You should actually think about this, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the our current last campaign is the lovable character Murthy has come out.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Murthy, man. You got
Yeah.
You bought your car insurance from Acko, right?
Acko?
No.
No.
It's okay, Murthy. Mistakes happen. Murthy, no need to check now. No, Murthy! No need to check. I'm telling you, boss. Please, Murthy! No need to see, man.
Before buying a new car, check Acko Insurance Company and save up to 50,000.
We have seen really good impact in terms of customer queries, in terms of customer sales coming on the new car freight business. And I'm glad, I'm really happy that now that there are customers who are not only buying or saving such a great amount on their insurance on the first year, but will also continue to do that in the subsequent years. So that's how the journey is. I internally in the marketing team, we sort of divided ourselves into two teams. One is the reason to buy Acko team, right? Which traditionally is the product marketing guys who are responsible for the growth of the business, the sales of the business, etc., etc. And then the reason to love Acko team, right? So RTB and RTL, and the reason to love guys are, their whole objective is to, their metrics are different. So brand scores, trust scores, what can you do with activations? How do you build affinity with the audiences? And obviously in the middle, it's like classic Venn diagram, right? So two circles meet, there's a beautiful sweet spot, and that's where content / activation / PR and all the good stuff, sports falls in. So it's not that the guys who are in reason to buy don't do anything that will not fall in for make people love Acko. And it's not that the team that is doing giving reasons to love Acko will not eventually influence sales. They will. But for example, how it gives the team a lot of clarity on what is their responsibility. So for example, my numbers in Kolkata are not growing. If today, then I will I know who to go to. And who's that one person who's going to be completely responsible for that particular problem?
The buy team.
If tomorrow,
the performance
absolutely,
matrix.
the reason to buy.
The performance.
The reason to buy a team. Yeah. Not just performance, the overall product marketing guys. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I say, hey guys, in Chennai, am I gaining love from consumers or not? What are we doing? And how do you leverage this CFC Chennai Football Club sponsorship that we have? What do we do? How do we become one of the most beloved brands in that city? So all this, all our experiments and faith actually started with IPL, because our first association with Delhi Capitals, it was one of the most recalled associations for the brand. It gave us faith to have more and more associations. I think IPL is unique. There is no property like that gives you access to such large audiences in a 45-day window.
Absolutely.
You should never. Absolutely. So it is better than the Super Bowl. Super Bowl lasts only one day.
Yeah.
This lasts for 45 days.
Yeah.
So that was great. And I think what we have also realized, cricket, movies, and music. You associate, and it was one of the days in which sitting as a team in a workshop, we're thinking about, and we realized that people are not going to wake up and talk about insurance. So we need to talk about what they are interested in, and I think cricket was one. I think our association with the Great Cricketer, it's a podcast, YouTube podcast, and a YouTube channel. It has been very, 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 very interesting. We've been able to bring some of the people. If anybody from the Great Cricketer who follows is watching this, we scroll through your comments. Don't worry. So whenever you ask for some player to be, we try our best that if we can be able to get him. So we brought Shubman Gill on. It was a great. So the Great Cricketer is again one of those properties that we, when it comes to culture and pop culture, we've tried a couple of experiments. We're still trying to test waters. We do small activities, we learn, we move on. So Evam, I'm not sure if you're, and Karthik was also one of my super seniors, but very well known.
Yeah, my
stand-up
junior.
comic, an actor. Yeah, stand-up comic and an actor based out of Chennai. And we tried this 3 integrated, which worked brilliantly for us. So integrating in a local, integrating the brand into building into the story into the local top TV shows, channels, etc. We're slowly testing those things out. What works and again, glad to say that really privileged to be in a position in which you have budgets to experiment these things. In most, it's not that other marketers in reputed companies don't want to do this. It's just that they probably don't get so much freedom that me and my team are allowed to do so. If the tech teams does a lot of experiments and they test and fail, we also do a lot of experiments to test and fail, and learn and move on. What has worked and what has not worked. So I mean, we're not the smartest bunch, but we are very, very. I would say we're very, very enthusiastic and willing to try. One of my experiences from a last job that I brought into this is the ability to curate local and think local. So when we had to launch in Chennai, right, we did not adapt something that was already there, and we just wanted to. We actually went with the local insight, local cultural insight, created something that was locally relevant, and the results are there. The speed at which we have grown into Chennai is astounding. It is very heartening to see, and the love that we've got from the people of Chennai is amazing. So that's give us confidence. The same thing that we did in Kolkata. When we went to Kolkata, we actually didn't just take a Hindi copy and convert it and just put. We curated for them, and that's what we're doing. Every time we go to a city, we're trying to find a lovable city asset. Whether it's their favorite sports team, whether their favorite monument, etc., and how can we make it better? And how can we help it? We recently did something for the people of Bangalore, our hometown. Bangalore is notorious for bad roads and potholes, and there is a gentleman called who runs an organization called Pothole Raja, and he actually he and his team they go around and in pan India filling up potholes, making the roads safer.
Wow.
And we actually collaborated with them. So there's a 4-kilometer stretch which had almost 150 odd potholes that we collaborated with him to fill up, and that was a small Christmas present from us to the people of Bangalore.
Can we say that you're marketing essentially to millennials? Can we say that?
So without defining our customer base as a millennial or a Gen X or this and that or age group or 30, I mean, there is obviously a definition there, but I think fundamentally we are for that mindset which says, यार इस चीज के लिए आप होना चाहिए. That mindset.
Lovely.
Right? Whoever that mindset is, you might be 60-year-old, or you might be 30-year-old, but if you feel like that, we are for that guy. I have a very close friend. His father lives in Hyderabad, and he renews his Koda car every year through the app. And that gentleman is 72, right? So who am I to define, or but yes, I mean, we know
it's a psychographic. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a mindset saying, I want things convenient, I want it fast, I want to be able to do it myself, and I should feel empowered while I'm doing it, that I'm making the right decision.
Yes.
Right. If you think about it, Jasravee, how to handhold a customer during a purchase like this, I think the tech guys have done a phenomenal job there. To be able that you don't feel that need to, I'm lost literally here. What do I do about it? I didn't understand this term. All those things, right? So that's why I think if you feel that you need an app to do this, you are in that mindset that you are the customer set that we're looking for.
What's something new happening in your life right now?
Cricket.
Okay.
I've finally gotten back to playing cricket. Yeah.
If you could, what would you change about yourself?
Probably be a lot more fitter than I
Okay.
currently am.
Okay. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Playing sports, playing my cricket matches before exam days because you had to study everything. So like
Superb. Oh my God. Okay. What is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, so many. Where do we start?
Choose one.
I think the most people who probably know would, I would definitely prefer a glass of rum and coke whenever I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to devote the rest of your life to philanthropy, what cause would you choose?
Sports. It will be sports. Helping people achieve their dreams or providing them infrastructure to be better.
Awesome. Okay. What is your deepest fear?
Honestly, losing a limb.
Oh, okay. How would you like strangers to remember you?
Passionate guy, fun guy, and completely honest. Speaks from the heart.
Okay. What is a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
Still learning is don't think too much about what people think about you.
Okay. What is one missed opportunity that you wish you could have a second chance at?
Studying in MICA.
So Ashish, could you share any online addresses, emails that you want to share? So which will be part of show notes as well. If audiences want to connect with you, reach out to you for anything, how should they do?
I mean, you can write to me at ashish.mishra@acko.com, and my Twitter, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, which is available, and my Twitter profile, it's @Ashish_Mishra14. Okay, I had a great time. Thank you. It's such a refreshing experience to talk passionately about what you actually enjoy with somebody as interested as you are. You just Ravi, and you've been very kind with me. Thank you for that. I definitely think anybody interested in branding, marketing, and learning from the best should be following this channel 100%.